Alright, so welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, as you can tell, we are going to be ranking every single Fortnite season. Now, before we get into the video, if you could quickly drop a like on the video, that would be appreciated. And make sure to leave a comment down below what I should rank next. I could rank every Fortnite POI, I think that would be interesting. But yeah, let's get straight into this video, something a bit different. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So, we're starting off with Chapter 1, Season 1. Obviously in terms of nostalgia, it was a great season and there's a lot of good memories on it, but in terms of an actual season overall, there's a lot of glitches, there was a lot of issues with the game, and there was a lot of improvements that probably needed to be made. So I'm going to put this in good season. Again, nostalgia, it is definitely the top, but as a season overall, I'm going to put it in the middle tier because it was still a new game at the time and there was still a lot of issues and a lot of changes that needed to be made. Now moving on next then to Season 2, this was actually when I started to play Fortnite quite a lot and I kind of got addicted to the game. I was playing it all the time. I'm going to put this in God Season. This was during the Christmas update in 2017. This was when, you know, we had like the Black Knight in the Battle Pass, and yeah, definitely one of my favourite seasons that's ever been in the game. Obviously, as I mentioned, nostalgia does, you know, take up a big reason for that, but even though, like, nostalgia aside, it was still a really good season and obviously a lot of fun. Now on to the next one, Season 3. This has to go in God Season. Again, just one of the best seasons of all time in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's my favourite season because that is actually the next season that I'm going to be talking about. But yeah, definitely up there for me. This is when we saw Dusty Divot get added to the game. We saw obviously the John Wick and the space skins in the Battle Pass. That's definitely top tier. Now, Chapter 1, Season 4. My favourite season of all time by far. This was with the Omega in the Battle Pass, and yeah, definitely my favourite season of all time. And I'm sure everyone watching this video who played Season 4 would agree with me when I said this is definitely one of the best seasons of all time. Not just memories, but like the actual content was really good as well, especially with the first ever event. On to Season 5 then, Chapter 1, Season 5. Again, this has to go God Season. I think from Season 2 to Season 5, those were just like the best few seasons in a row ever. That was when Fortnite was definitely in its prime, and Season 5, you know, Paradise Palms, definitely at the top tier. Season 6, I'm going to put that in very good season. There's definitely a lot of changes that could have been made. Obviously the zombies were quite annoying with obviously the Halloween update and Fortnite Mez. It was still a really good season though, some really good content, and I did enjoy the season, but I'm going to put it in very good season. On to Season 7 then, again, I think the planes were really annoying at first, especially when you could drive them through builds. It was really annoying to like actually play against them. But all that aside, it was still a solid season, and I think obviously even though we had the Infinity Sword, which was really annoying as well, you know, it was a good season. We had the snow, we had the update with Happy Hamlet, Frosty Flights, you know, all those locations. We had the Ice King event as well when he made the entire map snow. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favourite seasons. It's not quite up there for me comparing to, you know, Season 3 and Season 4. But overall, a very good season, and let's definitely go in that category. Now, moving on to the next season, which is Season 8. Again, a solid season. We had the volcano, we had the pirate theme. I'm going to put this in a very good season. It's not quite top tier for me, but again, it's definitely up there. By the way as well, I will rearrange each category at the end of the video to rank each season, to put them in order. But as of right now, I'm just going to put it in that category. It was a really good season. Obviously, we had some good changes as well with the new locations. We had Sunny Steps, we had Lazy Lagoon. It was a good battle pass as well, and I'm going to put it in that tier. On to Season 9, I'm going to put this in mid-range season. This was the only season that I didn't actually buy the battle pass because at this time of the game, I just wasn't really that interested in the battle pass. The skins didn't really stand out to me, and the futuristic theme, even though it sounded really good, there's just something about it that I just didn't really enjoy like as much compared to the other seasons. So it was still a good season overall, and I can understand why other people may have enjoyed it, but for me, I'm going to put it in mid-range season. I think I'm definitely going to say that this was my least favourite season of all time, but I don't want to say it's a bad season overall, so I'm not going to put it in the bottom tier. I'm going to leave it in mid-range. On to the next one, Season X. I'm actually going to put this in the same category. I know a lot of people would put Season X in the bottom category because of the mechs, but I think if the mechs didn't actually exist, Season X could have actually been like a very good season, one of the top tiers. You know, we had like new POIs every week with the Moisty Palms update, and you know, like the locations being transformed with like a secret twist to each of them as well. I think it was actually a really good season, but obviously the mechs ruined it. We did also see the return of Dusty Depot and the factories, you know, some OG Fortnite to make a comeback, which was really exciting. But obviously for me, the mechs are definitely, you know, bringing that season down, and I'm going to keep that in mid-range season. Now, Chapter 2, Season 1. This was the season where we were introduced to the new map. I'm going to put this in good season. I think there was definitely a lack of content with the introduction of Chapter 2. I think this was when Epic Games started to stop doing patch notes, weekly updates started to drop down as well to like every other week, and they just started to like slow down on actual content and new stuff. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it in good season. Obviously it was amazing to see a brand new map. There's a load of new stuff to play on and a load of new places to explore, but overall I'm gonna put it in good season. Now on to Chapter 2, Season 2. Again, this was probably my favourite season of Chapter 2 so far. This was with the Agency and like Midas, and we had the mythic weapons, we had like the mythic Scar, the mythic Boombow, and the Shark POI, you know. It was actually a really good season, and I think that was a really good meta with the actual mythic weapons, with the bosses, and yeah, it was definitely my favourite season we've had in a long time, and I'm going to put that in a very good season. Now on to Chapter 2, Season 3, I think it was decent, nothing too special. I'm probably going to put it in the middle tier. It was definitely a very unique season. Obviously we saw the entire map get flooded, which was insane. We saw sharks get introduced to the game as well, which was amazing. And obviously we could like, you know, use fishing to actually, you know, ride the sharks. But as the season overall, I'm probably just going to put it in the middle tier. Nothing bad about it, but nothing special about it for me. And moving on to the next one, we have Chapter 2, Season 4. This was when we had the Marvel Battle Pass with Iron Man, Wolverine, you know, Thor, all those amazing characters in the Battle Pass. And we had the mythic abilities, we had Stark Industries, you know, you could use Iron Man's mythic at there, and there was actually some really good locations. I'm going to put this in very good season. I think Chapter 2 Season 2 and Chapter 2 Season 4 are definitely some of the best seasons we've seen in this chapter. With Season 4 as well, we got the Galactus event, which was amazing, a very unique live event. We got to drive the battle bus, and the storyline was starting to pick up again, so I'm going to put that in very good season. Now on to the last season of this tier list, we have the current season we are playing today, Chapter 2 Season 5. I think I'm going to put this in good season. I think the introduction of the hunters are really cool, and the way you can trade to actually get exotics is a really cool concept, and you know, it's definitely a good addition to the game. Obviously we've seen the introduction of sand tunneling, which is a really cool feature. We've seen some cool POIs as well, like the Colosseum, Salty Towers, Hunter's Haven. The 0 Point has been going insane as well, leaving into the live event, which should be next season at the beginning. But yeah, overall as a season, pretty good. Again, nothing bad about it really. So yeah, I'm going to put it in the middle tier. Now in terms of rearranging each season in every category, putting them from my favourite to my least favourite, I think I'm going to go with this on screen right now. As you can see, a few little changes there, and that is my tier list. Obviously this is just my opinion. I know a lot of people will agree with it, a lot of people will disagree, but that is just my personal favourite of the seasons, looking at it from my perspective and an objective standpoint as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below whether you agree with this or not. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and leave a comment down below what I should put in a tier list next, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.